convinced by a man who sees with two eyes. The only way you can convince him is if you can touch his heart. And this is why when they hit you, as they're hitting me now, when they hit you, and they hit you with a piece of wood, and they hit you with a stone, and they hit you with a piece of iron, you have to be able to take the blows. You have to be able to show patience. You still have to retain kindness in your heart, because you're dealing with a people who can't see. If by Allah's grace you're able to touch the heart, and then that heart turns to Allah, and then some nur enters into that heart, then that man can see and understand what otherwise he could not see and understand. This is political shirk. There is shirk in the economy. Riba. And you say, well, I see nothing wrong with the banking system, man. What are you talking about? You can't just have people lending money and not getting something in return for lending the money. And if you want to borrow money, you have to pay a price for the money. Huh? So banking is something we have to live with, and we don't see anything haram in it. From the time you accept in principle that it is permissible for money to be lent on interest, you have made halal what Allah made haram. Around the world today, the economy around the world, except in the most remote villages, the economy around the world is based on riba. And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that the age of Dajjal will be the age of kathratul riba. There is shirk in the political system, there is shirk in the economy, there is shirk the man was suffering with his heart, and he got a heart attack, and they put him in an aeroplane and they fly him to New York, Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. He had a heart operation, transplant. And after some time, the man come back home and he looking good. So he said, you know, if I didn't get that operation, I would be dead. Huh? If they didn't take me to that hospital, I would be dead. If I didn't go to that doctor, I would be dead. If I didn't have this medicine, I would be dead. Huh? If they didn't have that piece of equipment, I'd be dead. Oh, I see. So life and death is now in the hands of that piece of equipment. Not Allah's hands. Life and death is now in the hands of that hospital. Not Allah anymore. Life and death in the hands of that doctor. Not Allah anymore. This is not to say that a Muslim should not make use of the benefit of medical science. Not at all. But at all times, we must remain firm in our conviction. Life and death are in Allah's hands. A student of mine, about 3 years ago, it was Christmas time, December, in Manhattan, winter time. and I'm delivering a lecture in a masjid in Midtown, Manhattan. In the middle of the lecture, telephone call come. Tell Sheikh Imran, interrupt his lecture, come straight to the hospital. The student is in the hospital. So I went to the hospital. He was on some life support system. The doctors eventually, after a few hours, they came to us and they said to us, we would like to suggest that the machine be turned off because we don't think that there is any hope left for him. The family in Pakistan on the phone, no, don't turn off the machine. Because if you turn off, you're dead. So I spoke to the wife. I said to her, if your husband is to die, the machine can't keep him alive. And if your husband is to live, turning off the machine ain't gonna kill him. Do you believe that, sister? She said, yes. I said, tell the doctors to turn off the machine. The man died a couple hours before. And his chest was only pumping up and down. He died long. A few hours ago he died. The hospital making more money, you see. The minute you believe that life and death is located in some doctor, some hospital, some operation, instead of Allah, you commit shirk. I've given you 3 examples already. Political shirk, economic shirk, shirk in the hospital. Now if you'll excuse me, let me tell you the shirk in the bedroom. And this one you must have the courage to take it on. You must have summon the courage to be able to teach this subject. Shirk in the bedroom. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the revelation for the fast of Ramadan, prior to this we were fasting in accordance with the law of the Torah, which was from sunset to sunset. No food, no drink, you could not go to your wives. But this was difficult for us, to stay away from our wives during the night time. Then Allah responded, and He sent down the revelation. And He says, أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ, it is now halal for you. لَيْلَةَ الصِّيَامِ, during the nights of fasting. رَفَثُوا إِلَى نِسَائِكُمْ, to go to your wives. هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ, they are your garments, make you comfortable. وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَهُنْ, and you are the garments, or their garments. You make them comfortable. عَلِمَ اللَّهُ, Allah knew. عَلِمَ اللَّهُ أَنَّكُمْ كُنْتُمْ تَخْتَانُونَ أَنفُسَكُمْ. So Allah knows what you used to be doing secretly when you were supposed to be staying away from Him. فَتَابَ عَلَيْكُمْ, Allah has now turned towards you mercifully. You could have heard those people saying, we got away. فَتَابَ عَلَيْكُمْ, Allah has turned towards you mercifully. وَعَفَى عَنْكُمْ, and Allah has forgiven you. فَالْآنِ, and so now, بَاشِرُهُنَّ, you are now permitted to embrace them during the nights of fasting of Ramadan. بَاشِرُهُنَّ, but when you embrace them, وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Now when you embrace them, seek for what Allah has written for you. So Allah does the writing. He writes how many children you will have. He writes when you will have the children. He writes how many boys you will have, how many girls you will have. He does the writing. The modern world of shirk says, no, husband and wife must sit down together and decide. Well, here now, sweetheart, I think we will have the first child 3 years from now, okay? And then take a little breeze off now for another 3 years. And then we will have the next child. And now you can actually make order that when you want a boy, you decide you want a boy and doctor. You decide which one you want. Tomorrow if you want blue eyes, you have blue eyes as well. And then when you have had the required number that you want, you decide, hey, close up shop. Yeah, that's it. No more. It is called by a sophisticated term, it's called family planning. And we all swallow it. All of us, illa masha'Allah, swallow it. It's called family planning. It's called planned parenthood. So what happened to the Quran? What happened to Allah's book, which says that it is Allah who does the writing? How many children you would have and when you will have them. Which is not to say that the Quran does not make allowance for abnormal circumstances. For example, when there is no food available and you're dying of hunger and the only food that is available is pork. The Sharia permits you to eat the pork. To stay alive. It's called the doctrine of necessity. The pork is still haram. Even when you are permitted to eat it, it still remains haram. But you are permitted to eat it because of abnormal circumstances. But when you eat the pork, remember, don't fold the plate. And when you're eating the pork, remember, don't lick your fingers. And when you're eating the pork, remember, don't go and invite all the neighbors to come and join in eating the pork. Which is what's happening in North America. They say we invoke the doctrine of necessity because that's the only way you can buy a house with a bank loan and interest. Invoking the doctrine of necessity. So they fill the plate with pork. They buy the biggest house they can buy. And when they're eating the pork, they're licking their finger. We love this house we have bought with a bank loan and interest. And when they're eating the pork, they invite all the neighbors, come now, we have Quran Kwani. Buy a house. So everybody come and they're reading the Quran now. Okay, buy a house in Riba. As Islam in North America. If a woman's life would be endangered with pregnancy, then the doctrine of necessity permits you to take steps to try to prevent pregnancy. But even when you take these steps to try to prevent pregnancy because of the danger to her life, you still declare, oh Allah, I am doing this. But if you have written a child, nothing I can do can prevent it. So here is shirk in the bedroom, shirk in the hospital, shirk in the market, and shirk on election day. But the only ones who will recognize this shirk are the ones who are able to penetrate beyond the external form to reach the internal substance of things. Let us end our subject for today there.